Welcome to ESET in 5 slides. This is Jeff James from Mill River Technology, and I will be your host for this presentation. Mill River is a gold level partner and has been reselling ESET solutions for over 10 years. This will be a high level presentation and will include a brief history of ESET and an overview of their client and management interfaces. Let's get started. Who is ESET? Or ESET who? I like to call ESET the best known secret in cybersecurity, as very often clients have never even heard of ESET. There's a good explanation for this. ESET is an engineering focused company and has prioritized its spending on making the best technology possible, not fancy marketing. Over 1/3 of their employees are dedicated to research and development, which is a very high ratio for a technology company. 30 years ago, ESET started with only 2 programmers. Since then, they have continued to grow to over 1,700 employees worldwide. ESET has a full global presence with over 22 offices across the globe and is trusted by over 400,000 businesses, including some companies you may have heard of like Google, Tesla, Honda, Spotify, and many others. ESET's U.S. headquarters is based in San Diego, California, and all North American clients are provided free support out of their Southern California office. So let's take a look at ESET's security stack. As you can see, ESET offers products for all the major operating systems and provides additional solutions in mobile, virtualization, mail security, encryption, and two-factor authentication. ESET is best known for their client and server endpoint products, endpoint antivirus, endpoint security, and Windows file security. In addition to providing anti-malware solutions, ESET's endpoint products perform double duty and other needed IT admin functions. For example, they have the ability to serve as a web content filter, USB device control, software firewall, and application management tool. I will show you where to find this functionality in a few minutes when I show you the client and management interfaces. Let's move on to ESET's history of protection. As you see, ESET started in 1987. So well over 30 years in the industry. ESET believes a multi-layered approach is the best way to protect users from the latest threats. It does this by evolving and innovating and adding new technologies to stay one step ahead of the newest malware. This slide shows you the timeline of ESET's major technology enhancements. Please note that advanced heuristics and behavioral detection began being in use for ESET in 2002. Another name for this technology is machine learning, or AI. In other words, despite what you might hear from marketing-heavy next-gen companies, this technology has been utilized by ESET for almost 20 years. Let's move on to the execution layer. ESET employs layered scanning for all angle protection. These layers focus below the operating system, in the operating system, and in the cloud. In addition, behavioral analysis is performed pre, during, and post-execution. This is a busy slide. There's a lot of technology at work here. I will email you a PDF which explains more about each of these technologies upon request. Primary takeaway here is that implementing ESET solutions gives you a multi-tiered and multi-layered approach to stop ransomware and other malware by protecting against multiple attack vectors. So here we are with an overview of ESET endpoint security, client interface, which you can find in a system tray. This is going to be a very quick overview, more of a show and tell to show you the different elements of the client interface. As you will notice, it is a very clean, simple, uncluttered interface, which gives you the most important information immediately available. You have the protection status, computer scan, status of updates, to go into more detail as far as the setup and different tools. So we'll just go through these one by one. So the computer scan, you can do a manual scan of your computer or a custom scan. Many of these actions in the client interface are controlled via the management interface, ESET Security Management Center, which I will show you in an upcoming video. By clicking the Update tab, you get to see what version of the software you're using, the last time it was updated. You get to see all the different modules that are involved. Here's the Setup tab. One of the first questions that we usually get is, how do I prevent users from going into my configuration and screwing up my settings? And I will show you how that is handled in just a second. By first clicking Setup, going to Computer, and then trying to change anything, you'll see that you get prompted with a password. This is something that is configurable for the management interface. Very good idea to basically enforce the policies that the admins have put in so that the end users cannot get around those policies. And with a simple password, you can get in on the client side. So these are some of the settings. As you see, the initial interface is very sparse and simple, but there's a lot of complexity that is hidden from end users. Lots of different options, lots of granularity. I don't want to go into all the details. I just want to give you a quick overview of what you can do here. So the antivirus tab, update tab, firewall tab. This version, ESET Endpoint Security, comes with a software firewall. I did say I would show you where to find this. This is where you find the firewall. Web and email is where you find the web content filtering. Under device control is where you can control whether people can access thumb drives and USB media. Tools tab. Live Grid, this is the cloud functionality that sends things up to ESET's cloud. And there's other bells and whistles in here as well. You can control what is viewable as far as the user interface. And again, all of these features are configurable via the management interface. Tools tab, there's some other useful information here. If you wanted to send log files to ESET, look at running processes, activity, different ESET tools that can be run. You can submit a sample for analysis as well as taking a look to see if you have anything actively caught in quarantine. So that's it. I just wanted to give a quick overview, spending 5 minutes to look at the user interface. Okay, so here we have a demonstration of ESET Security Management Center. This is a demo server. And the first tab that we're going to take a look at will be the dashboard, which gives you the 10,000-foot view of everything that's going on with your deployment. Very quickly you can see it is a pretty clean graphical user interface. Gives you the most important information about your computers that are connected, which ones are outdated, which ones are managed. That's the status overview. You can walk through these tabs to just get general information about your deployment. To see the graphic user interface and explore some basic functionality. So the dashboard is going to give you general information. And you can drill down into any of these. We have the different computers. This is the demo system I have set up. By clicking this, gives you many different options in here. One of the things I said I would demonstrate in an earlier video is by going into details, you can see details about these this client device, hardware, any risks, last time the devices were updated, management agent, as well as actual security software that's been deployed. If you click the installed applications, you can see which applications are installed on the individual machine and can uninstall right from here, which is a useful admin function. This goes into the details of this individual machine. You can see if anything's been quarantined. You can see if there are any alerts, as well as push down specific tasks to this machine or a group of machines for that matter. By clicking the detection tab, you can see if there are any active outbreaks or machines that have been had any type of malware threat. Now let's go to the reports tab. There are, as you can see, there are many different pre-built reports for you to just use without having to build your own, to give you useful information. Tasks, if you want to push down tasks to the clients to perform actions, can be done from this tab. When you want to do your installs and push those installs down to specific computers, you can use this tab, the installers tab, as well as create general policies that can be applied to those computers and systems. If you wanted to set up different users with different levels of permission, let's say you want some admins to be able to manage some computers, you have granularity as far as what permissions you allow them to have. If you have a junior admin, you don't want them having too much permission to be able to inadvertently cause problems. You could limit their ability here as well to view as opposed to make changes, for example. Notifications, general notifications of things that are going on with your deployment, you can find in this tab. Status overview tab. And many other elements. Again, I want this to be a quick overview, just the admin interface and not a deep dive. So now that you've seen the client and server management interfaces, why ESET? For one, ESET has an advanced history. They've been involved in this space in over 30 years, building IT security software for businesses and consumers worldwide. ESET is a privately owned company. It has no plans of being acquired by another company or private equity firm. There's a lot of shakeup in the industry with companies being sold and discontinuing products, and ESET is not one of those companies. ESET security solutions are well known for being extremely light on system resources. They're easy to install and manage. Most users don't even notice that the product has been installed because the footprint is so light. It does not impact system performance. Third, ESET is pre-configured for best practices out of the box to protect your users from current and future threats by default. So just the base install offers a very good level of configuration to protect users. And ESET offers multi-platform security. ESET's products support most major operating systems, including Mac, Windows, and Linux. This way all machines are covered and don't allow an unprotected door into your network. So I hope you have found this presentation helpful and can see how ESET can help you enjoy safer technology. My contact information is here in case you have any follow-up questions. I would like to experience a free 30-day full-featured trial or a quote for ESET Solutions. Again, this is Jeff James from Mill River Technology, checking out for now, and I will see you on the next one.